if you're running ads to a webinar, but you're finding that your show up rates are declining, and as a result, your sales are declining, and you're not getting as many coaching clients as you used to, this video will help you. And I promise you're going to get a ton of aha moments from this. I promise. And for those of you who don't know me, my name's Andre Gonzalez, and I help coaches and course creators get clients using content and ads. And so if you're running ads to a webinar and you're finding your sales are plateauing or declining, right? It's not because you have an ad problem. It's not because you have a webinar problem. It's not because you have a landing page problem, right? Especially if everything was working fine just a few months ago. Instead, my friend, what you have is a problem with your marketing and your positioning, okay? And so what does this mean? It means if you've been running a booked call funnel, all right? In front of my screen here, I have an example of a booked call funnel. You go from ad to webinar to book call, right? It's pretty straightforward, right? If you've been running this type of funnel, what you've been doing is only selling to the 3% of your audience that is ready to buy now, okay? Keyword now. The other 97% of your ideal audience will eventually buy given a long enough timeline, all right? And this, my friends, is where the money is made, and this is where the impact is made, okay? The problem is the 3% of the market, right, of this market that's ready to buy now has been burnt by the gurus in your space with their big promises, with their big guarantees, and with their fake smiles, all right? And so these people are more skeptical than ever, and it's actually shrinking this 3% down to more like 1%, okay? This means then that 99% of the market is not ready to buy your program right now, okay? And so how do we capture the attention of the 99% who are not ready to buy now so that when they are ready to buy, we become the logical choice, okay? How do we do that? By creating what's called a content ecosystem, all right? Now, in its simplest form, a content ecosystem involves creating organic content and running ads in a strategic manner that caters to the 99% of people who are not ready to buy now. Okay, and I'm going to give you guys a super basic example so that you can see how this is laid out. All right, awesome. Can you guys all see this? Does it look beautiful? All right, it does look beautiful. All right, so here you guys will see this is probably what you're running right now. It's a direct offer ad where you're inviting people to your free training, where you're inviting people to your webinar, where you're inviting people to your VSL. Maybe you're getting people to download your PDF guide, right? Your little PDF guide, buddy, that's full of fluff. No, I'm just kidding. That's just a joke. That was a joke. It's probably an amazing guide. And so that's it. You're just running that type of ad, right? What you actually need to do as well is start running what's called a content ad, all right? This is a content ad that will be going out to what's called your warm audience, all right? Your warm audience can be anyone that's watched or engaged with your direct offer ad, right? Where you're advertising your webinar, right? And in this content ad, right, this will be a piece of video content where you're teaching your audience some aspect of what you do. All right. So for example, you could reteach a part from your webinar and run it as a content ad. You can take a part from an interview you've done and run it as a content ad. Now, the purpose of the content ad is to not sell your coaching program explicitly. All right. The purpose is to make what I call the invisible sale. All right. And now this is the first sale you need to make so that people see you as the expert before they even consider buying your program. All right. And so what we'll do is we'll do what's called a retargeting ad with our content ad and target our warm audience. Okay. And this can be anyone that's come to our landing page. This can be anyone that's engaged with our Instagram, our FB page. This can also be people who've watched a certain percentage of our offer ad, right? For example, anyone who's watched 25% of our ad or 50% of our ad or 75% of our ad, we can retarget them with this content ad, all right? Next, what we'll do is we'll go down to our hot audience, all right? And we'll hit them again with another direct offer ad, okay? This will be a retargeting ad that specifically asks people to join our program or work with us, okay? And so the cool thing is we're only asking for the sale after they already know us and have gotten some value from us, right? In the form of our free trainings, in the form of our webinars, in the form of our content, right? And so this mimics how we do business in real life, right? We usually hate when people try to sell to us without having built a relationship with us first, right? And the cool thing is we can do this by dialing in our messaging, right, for where the person is in the buying process, right? If they're a cold audience, we'll speak to them in a certain way. If they're a warm audience, we'll speak to them in a certain way. If they're a hot audience, we'll speak to them in a certain way, right? And so another cool thing is that we're not just building relationships one-to-one like we do in real life, right? Which takes a lot of time. With this system, we're building relationships one-to-many, right? Right now, I'm building relationships with all of you watching this, and hopefully you're getting some value from this, all right? And if you are, and you want some good karma, hit that like button below and make a nice comment, okay? I think the internet could be a nicer place, and we could all do our part to accomplish that, all right? And so that wraps up the training. Of course, if you need more help with this, shoot me a DM and I'll take it from there.